Coming up on Access episode 60, Lush shooter Far Cry 3 is Game of the Week. There's the latest news in the PlayStation briefing, a look at the best content from the PlayStation Store, plus we take the real-life Batmobile for a spin and visit Tokyo for the latest on Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, before signing out with some fun on the farm with Nathan Drake.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Is it this?
Insanity is.
This?
Insanity is.
This? Is it this? F***
You, okay? You! The thing is, I killed you once already. And it's not like I am crazy.
Actually, Voss, I've got the real definition of insanity right here.
Insanity. Owning a PS3 and not buying Far Cry 3 when it comes out on November the 30th.
Because Far Cry 3 is an incredible, harrowing adventure set in a massive open world that wants to shoot you, burn you, and shred you into tiny little man chunks.
If that sounds unremittingly brutal, well, that's because it is. Where other games ask you to overlook the fact a size 8 heroine is lugging around dual pistols, grenades, a crossbow, a rocket launcher and half a hospital's worth of medkits inside her hot pants, Far Cry 3 has you crafting holsters and rucksacks for every item and weapon in your inventory using animal hide.
You might call it busy work, but I call it immersive and realistic. Plus it's really handy if you're short of cash this Christmas and need a cheap alternative to that expensive leather wallet your dad's been banging on about ever since you got in that second-hand nasal hair trimmer off eBay. So I need boar hide. Got some ham, I suppose this will do. Right, so just... There you go, dads. Can't call me cheap anymore.
Irritatingly, there isn't a supermarket in Far Cry 3, not even a Tesco Metro, so you've got to do all the animal skinning yourself, which is fine when it's the rubbish slow ones without any teeth. But when you've got to go hunting sharks, it's all a bit much for a bum bag, even if it is a level 4 bum bag with a built-in microwave and beer dispenser.
What? You're not even going to give me like a little duh as a warning? Just going to go straight in there with the teeth? Great.
All of which makes Far Cry 3 sound face-slappingly realistic until you remember you're playing it as an American youth with no prior combat experience, gunning through an island of pirates with the aid of a magic tattoo. The more ink you unlock with XP gained in shootouts and side missions, the more skilled you become, performing actions like aerial takedowns and swimming really fast, with the end result being protagonist Jason Brody resembling a slightly less camp David Beckham. And aside from that, Far Cry 3 is just bloody good fun. Where else on PS3 can you wrestle a crocodile, blow up a jeep with some sneaky C4 and then swoop across acres of lush jungle foliage in a hand glider? And it's got a really good story with ace set pieces and the best performance capture we've seen since Uncharted 3. Special mention to Michael Mando who plays Voss. You're brilliant and disturbingly unhinged.
Far Cry 3 is out on November the 30th and we recommend it like bringing a flamethrower to a gunfight. Look what I have created! Fire! Fire! Fire!
Loading up the weekly news rifle now, it's time for your PlayStation briefing. First up, look, a new Uncharted game. Alright, sit down, you won't find any jumping out of plane set pieces here. Uncharted Fight for Fortune is a card game for PlayStation Vita. But card games are brilliant, and Fight for Fortune is packed with characters from the Uncharted universe, plus collectibles found in Golden Abyss can be used to enhance your cards. We'll have more news on the game as soon as it drops. Oh god, what's that? Please don't let it be the... Oh no, it is. It's the game movie alarm, sounded when a big Hollywood studio turns up to destroy one of our favourite games. But wait a prejudgmental second. This new Splinter Cell movie has Tom Hardy of Batman and Inception fame playing flexi-limbed super spy Sam Fisher. Well, A, Tom Hardy is brilliant.
I'm sorry, what does that mean?
And B, so is Splinter Cell. So maybe, just maybe, this might actually be good. That's all for briefing this week. We'll have more news for you next episode. Perusing PS3's digital wares now, it's your weekly roundup from On The Store. You know those old side-scrolling arcade shooters where you couldn't see the screen for all the enemies and bullets and neon fuzz? Well, now there's one on PSN. Hooray! It's called Cinemora and has you tapping into your latent superhuman reactions in order to dodge all the stuff that's relentlessly fired your way. Happily, you can shoot stuff back. Lots of stuff, in fact. Plus, it's pretty like an autumn meadow. Just a bit more explodey. As season finales go, they don't come much bigger than The Walking Dead Episode 5, with the final instalment in Telltale Games' brilliant zombie-apocalypse saga now available to download from the store. Naturally, it's going to be full of heart-rending emotion, sudden spikes of action, and lots of the undead.
There must be thousands of them.
Yes, but think of the positives, love. You're in one of the best games of the year. Also playable on the store this week is Devil May Cry. Yes, the new one with the Dante no one likes and all the red.
You can call me Dante the Demon Killer.
Play it though for the love of all that is evil and unholy, and we're sure you'll agree with us when we say it's shaping up to be every bit as good as the series highs on PS2. The combat is fluid and stabby, the enemies wonderfully gruesome, and Dante's hair trendy like a hashtag in a low-cut vest. That's it from the store for now. We'll have more downloadables for you next week.
Where is my Dark Knight Rises Blu-ray? Where is it?
Is what Batman would say, to which our answer would be, calm down, Misery Moo, we'll tell you when it's coming out later. And guess what? We're in your car! That's right, get your jealous face ready because to celebrate the Blu-ray release of Christopher Nolan's masterful trilogy ender, we got driven round inside the Batmobile. We also managed to chat with the movie's special effects supervisor Chris Corbold and asked him about the practicalities of working with a tank, and with Christopher Nolan.
When I first met Chris, he actually asked me to go and meet him. He was in Shepperton Studios, and he said, right, I want you to come and have a look at something. And he took me next door, and between him and Nathan Crowley, they made this little plastic Airfix kit model with all different parts of different cars and Hummers and all that, and that was the Batmobile. Can you make it? I just said, yeah, of course I can. Just totally bluffing it, but I really wanted to make a performance vehicle, one that not only looked pretty and spectacular but also could perform, so we could do a 60 or 70 foot jump and it would land and then carry on driving to complete the scene.
Now, what's your favourite Batman movie?
Each one of them has been a special part of my life. I couldn't tell you which one was the best one. They all felt brilliant for me.
Thanks, Chris. We're changing your answer to The Dark Knight Rises, however, which you can pick up on Blu-ray from December the 3rd. A massive thanks to Chris and everyone at Warner, although we never did thank Batman.
And you'll never have to.
Good, because my throat is really sore now. Access All Areas this week comes direct from Tokyo, Japan, where we paid a visit to Platinum Games, developer of silky smooth action titles Bayonetta, Vanquish, and of course the imminent Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. After spending the first few minutes wondering how an office that gave birth to a hipster witch that wears her own hair could look so, well, officey, we sat down with Kojima Productions' Yuji Korikado and Etsu Tamari to chat about upholding the values of Metal Gear and the transition from grizzled mullet-based stealth to balls-out blonde-haired action.
We believe that the message behind the story has always been a key element for the Metal Gears, and so we wanted to have that in Rising. There's always been a message behind the story and the action that's relayed to the player throughout the game. This is something I felt needed to be included in Rising, so as you play through, the message will be relayed to you.
The game's core mechanic is to attack. Strictly speaking, it's an action game. We give players options though, so you can stealthily approach an enemy and kill him quietly so no one else notices, but that can't be done everywhere. In order to attack freely and at will, players have the option to go in head-on, but at the same time there will often be a few pathways that allow them to stealthily come from behind.
A massive thanks to everyone at Konami and Platinum Games. For more Metal Gear Rising, check out youtube.com/PlayStation Access. And don't forget you can get your hands on the playable demo of the game from November the 30th. Before we go, those of you who picked up the carnival of cross-title violence that is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale have probably already completed the arcade mode using Nathan Drake. For everybody else, you're missing out on this frankly inexplicable closing line from PS3's greatest hero.
I punched a chicken.
We asked the game's lead designer Seth Killian what the heck it all means.
You will hear a little VO from our friend, very famous actor who does the VO for Nathan Drake. It was an outtake, and we heard it, we're like, nah, this is all wrong, this is no good. Everybody on the team loved it. They just thought it was awesome and hilarious, and so it stayed in the game. What does it mean? I'll leave it to you to figure it out.
There you go, totally clear. See you next week, until which time we'll be busy knocking the hell out of poultry. That's all for Access this week. Hit the giant red button to subscribe to all our regular episodes and extra features. And if you enjoyed this week's show, don't forget to comment and like us. Like us!